Well, hello there folks, and welcome back to the Whiskey Friends with me, Alan. Here we are again, another new week, another new video. Yes, another brand new video. We're back on Glenallachie again. We're doing another one of the wood finishes. It's the Madeira, 13-year-old Madeira wood finish. Not to mistake these with the wine finishes, or wine cask finishes, because there's so much quality stuff coming out of Glenallachie at the minute. This is no exception, so I'm really looking forward to this one. Yeah, 13 years old. It was this glorious golden malt was matured for over 11 years in American oak barrels before being transferred into expertly selected Madeira barriques, which previously held wine made from Malvasia grapes, one of the richer Madeira styles. The result is a unique twist on the classic Glenallachie style with the perfect balance of sweet and spice. So yeah, let's see what this is all about. So yeah, I've done a few of the wood finishes in the past. I won't try and pop cards above. I have done the rye finish. I've done a port finish. I've done the Oloroso 14, which is incredible, by the way. Just a shame it's UK only. There is a few others, but I'm looking forward to doing the 12-year-old port wood finish, so it'd be interesting to see what the extra 2 years does in that one. And we've got the 11-year-old Pedro Jimenez wood finish, so absolutely fun. Can't wait to get into some of these. But today, guys, it's all about this Madeira finish, Madeira wood, 13 years old, 48%, unchill filtered, natural colour, all the boxes tick, 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 tick. So let's get into the nose of this one, guys. I've had this covered up for the last hour. Makes a difference with this, which I'll come on to in a second. I've had it covered by Whiskey Friend Coin #1 on this one. But initially when you first pour this, folks, it's so much vanilla. Vanilla is just all over it. It actually smells like a white wine. It smells like a wine. I know the Madeira wood, the Madeira is a fortified wine, but this gives me the impression straight up front, as soon as I pour it, it gives me that kind of white wine nose. Sweet and fruity, but as you leave it in time, so what I've done with the last hour or so, I've left it in here, and what tends to happen then is the wood takes a wee bit more, it pays a wee bit more attention to this and comes out. So at the minute now, it's still lovely vanilla, a little bit of coconut going on in there, but it's all about the what comes in. The wood now is, it's more like a spicy oak, spicy wood. Still lovely heaps of vanilla in there. A little bit of honey coming through. It reminds me a little bit of a cakey note, so a little bit of Battenberg going on there, a little bit of almond, a little bit of nuttiness, a little bit of kind of confectionery sweetness. I think that might be coming for the vanilla and the honey. But don't get me wrong, guys, this is not all about a sweet whiskey. Yes, it's lovely and sweet, but there's a lovely undertone coming through this where it smells quite dry and dusty and spicy. Wow, definitely. So there's a complexity to this one. Not that there's not a complexity in the other ones, but this has got a wee bit more going on, I think, than maybe the portwood did. That dried stuff's coming through now. Maybe some dried apricots, a little bit of peach, some nuts. It's a bit nutty now. Some raisins in there, and heading straight in now, there's a little bit of some tropical notes coming through as well, a little bit of tropical fruit going on. Such a lovely nose. So it has a wee bit of everything. It has a wee bit of sweetness, it's got that nice dry undertones, spicy wood, a little bit of oak coming through. I think, yes, there is a wonderful balance of the sweet. It's not all sweet. There's if you've got a sweet tooth, then you're going to get into this. It's still got that nice dusty, dry, maybe not so much earthy, but it's got a little bit going on, but it's just not all about the sweetness. But other than that, guys, let's see how this one tastes on the palate. Let's send this one down the hatch. I've been looking forward to this for the last hour or so now. So just a little bit on the colour, guys. I don't know if it's coming up on the video here, but looking at this bottle, if I didn't know this was natural colour, I'd probably say it was coloured. It's the orangest whiskey I've ever seen in my life. And I was expecting to pick up some orange notes in there, but whether it was going to be associated by looking at it, but it's not orangey. It's not in the slightest bit orangey. But it's so, I don't think it looks as bad there, but when you look at the whole bottle, it just looks a real orange. Like maybe when you get a port cask, get that kind of red hue. This has got a wee bit of an orange hue going on with it. So absolutely wonderful. Let's send it down the hatch, folks. Responsibly, of course. It's different to the nose. That dryness is up front, but it's got a real spicy burst. It's dry and spicy and oaky. The 48% is certainly making itself known. It's got a lovely texture to the mouthfeel, but it's peppery, it's spicy, it's nippy on that initial first sip, but don't worry, it gets better as you take some more sips of it. It's much more vanilla'd on the nose. Into the palate, there's that, yes, there's a little bit of vanilla there, but it's more, it takes on that typical kind of Glenallachie honey, sticky, toffee, soft toffee, maybe even border on a little bit of dark toffee. Wow, but it's nutty. Let's do a second sip. The wood's definitely much more prominent on the palate. It's dry, it's oaky, it's woody, but it's wonderfully balanced between the spice, the sweetness and the wood. So wonderful job. There's a little bit of citrus heading towards the finish. The pepper's there throughout, the spices there throughout. That honey, sticky, toffee. On the nose it was a little bit more kind of cakey and confectionery. On the palate is much more dry and punchy and peppery, but it still has that wonderful balance of sweetness and spice, and obviously the wood's in there. Heading towards the finish, it's a little bit citrus. Maybe that orange is having an influence on me now. A little bit of bitterness heading to the finish, but it's nothing, it doesn't hang around very much. And there's a real nice little bit of tropical fruit just heading towards the finish. So there's a mix of tropical going on these as well. But let's do a little bit for the finish, folks, and then we'll score it and we'll get going. Try to make these quicker now. Wow, it's still spicy, it's woody, a little bit of oak on the finish. It's still dry and dusty. At the same time, it's got a lovely kind of mouth-watering element. It's lovely textured. The finish is, I'd say, medium to long on the finish. The nuts are there. It's a little bit nutty on the finish. There's a little bit of tropical fruit on the finish there as well. And that honey's there throughout. So absolutely fantastic. What a wonderful whiskey. So what would we score this one, folks? Okay, nice and easy. This is going to be an 88 out of 100. I prefer it a little bit to the port finish. I have done the rye finishes. I've done the Olorosos. I've done some of the others. The one that tops at the minute for me just now is the 14 Oloroso. So let's see some more of that coming soon, folks. So yeah, 88 out of 100. Fantastic. Loved it. It's still actually, the finish is actually a little bit longer than I first thought. Wonderful whiskey, guys. Over to you in the comments. Dive in, let me know what you think. Just a quick shout out for my Patreons, guys. I love these guys. They've been with me. A lot of them have been with me from the very beginning. Picked up a few Patreons over the last month or so. So big thanks to the new guys. If you want to get involved in that little community, I'll pop some links into the description. If you want to pick up some coins or some glasses, or you want to just check out the Patreon page, I'll pop all the links into the description, guys. So other than that, I'm Alan. I'm the Whiskey Friend. Until the next one, the pleasure is always in the sharing. And don't forget to send some good whiskey straight down the hatch. Cheers.